I was in the Air Force for 21 and a half years. I was in the National Guard before that. Air Force gave me a real good deal, so I went in the Air Force at 18 after I finished high school. And they sent me straight over to Germany. And I got in on the Cold War, moving all these nuclear weapons around, trying to back Russia down. I've enjoyed it. They gave me a letter when I retired, says I have walked in every country of the world. I've been over 2.5 million miles. My name is James C. Gard. I'm 91 years old. I was born in Mount Carmel, Illinois. Oh, my birthday is 9 July, 1930.
You can't plan too far ahead. You can think about it, all right, but you have to take what comes along with the curves. You can lead a good life or you can mess it up. It's your choice, you know. I'm Herbert Bennett, and I was born December the 4th, 1918, in Neely, Nebraska. That's Antelope County, Nebraska.
I was so happy with my marriage. I had a wonderful, wonderful marriage. In all those years too, I was very fortunate to be married all those years. I was married for 46 years, and not everyone is married that long. And I miss her every day. It's been 3 years since she's gone, and I miss her every single day. That's the kind of effect that she's had on me, certainly. My name is Gerard J. I'm from Boston originally, and I'll be 87 the end of this month, beginning of next month. July 23rd, I'll be 87.
My older son lives down in Port Charlotte, and he calls me every day, and we talk, we go out to eat, all that. So some of his neighbors down there where he lives, well, how's your mom doing? Oh, for a blind, one-legged woman, she does real well. So, okay, Jeanette Bryant. I'm 82, and I was born in Labascus, Kentucky.
I never consider myself as being old age, but I suppose I am. The joys of old age are being in a place where you're appreciated, that takes good care of you. And I know it sounds like a plug for the place I'm at now, but it's really true. They're excellent here as far as the care that they give to you.
Not having to go to work, not having my children all the time, having retired friends to fellowship with and have fun, being able to do almost anything that I can do if it doesn't cost too much.
Oh, I enjoy talking to people. I go out, I sit down, a lot of people here is lonely and they want to talk, some of them want to pray, and so I go out and I try to be with them and comfort them, and it's just nice helping people. And so that's all I do anymore.
My grandchildren, mostly, and my hobby. I have a daughter that takes real good care of me. She lives close to here. She comes 2 or 3 times a week and takes very good care of me. I like sports on television. I enjoy living here.
I play music, which is an auto harp. I read. I have a book machine that reads books to me. I enjoy playing bowling when we have bowling here at the facility. I'm the only blind bowler that she has. So those are some of my activities that I really enjoy, and I go to Bible study. Those are pretty much my activities.
My hobbies? I don't have a hobby. I just got, like I say, building doll houses or building something. I got to keep busy. I try to go out all the things they do just to get out and busy, but I don't actually have a hobby. I never stopped long enough to have a hobby.
Well, my main hobby was wood carving. I started out in the 70s, and well, there's a few years I couldn't do it because we were traveling, but when I got to Florida, why, I got into it again, and we've made quite a few good things, yeah. But that's my main hobby, I guess you'd call it. I like to fish a lot.
I love my profession. The GI Bill sent me through college, and as a result of that, in the first year that I was practicing as an eye doctor, I had 3 offices, and I used to do a lot of children too, and I used to have, some of them required eyeglasses, and I would put the glasses on. There's nothing that thrilled me more than to have a child say to me, "Mommy, I can see," where prior to that they could not. And it just kept me going all those years. Of course, I had a big practice, and I had a lot of different ages, of course. But that was the main thing that kept me going all those years. Most people would stop working, certainly before 70 years old, but I kept plugging along. I loved it.
Well, one of my highlights, I guess, was when I got married, but I was so young and not very grown up, but I thought it was. But that was one. Then when my first son was born, that was an awesome highlight. My next highlight was when my second son was born 11 years later. Then when I started having my granddaughters, I've only got 2. One granddaughter is 38, and the other one is 22. And she is really the joy of my life. She just graduated college. She got a job in Cheyenne, Wyoming as a meteorologist. And I got to listen to her the other evening do her first weather forecast. So things like that are really important to me. I like to have close family ties.
Well, I was in the Air Force, and they gave me a certificate when I got out. I have walked in every country of the world. So that was a highlight, just visiting people all over the world, going in their homes, living with them, and getting to know them, how they lived, and so forth.
Gosh, my main highlights. First of all, getting married to my wife, that was the most main highlight. It was the best thing I ever did. You're not going to believe this, but that day, I called this patient of mine who said to the other lady that she really was liked me, and I asked her out for a date. In 30 days, I was married, and we were married for 46 years, and I was really crazy about her. She was a sweetheart of a gal. So I wish everybody could fall in love like that.
Well, the thing that affected me the most was World War II. I was a barber after the war. So I barbered the rest of my life. Well, of course, I was raised on the farm, till the war come along. We've enjoyed retirement. The wife and I spent 25 years in Texas, down in the Rio Grande Valley. Then my daughter thought we was getting old, so we come over here so she couldn't get over there all the time. So we come over here in 2000, and we enjoy it here.
the key to happiness is falling in love with the gal you love. You love. I was so happy with my marriage. I had a wonderful, wonderful marriage. In all those years too. I was very fortunate to be married all those years.
My key to happiness is knowing the Lord and being as kind a person as I can to other people and trying to show love and joy. I think that's a big key to happiness.
I think the key to happiness is love. Love one another. I meant overboard. I think if you love everybody around you and everybody around you loves you, there will be happiness.
Well, the key to happiness is lead a life that you don't regret. Enjoy people.
I always wanted to go to the Grand Canyon, get on a mule and ride down to the bottom of Grand Canyon and camp out and look up at all that wall just to see it. And now they've got a glass bridge that you can walk out on and look down. I would love to go up there and just walk on that bridge and see how far it is down to the bottom, and get on a mule and ride to the bottom and look up and see how far it is to the top. That's about the only thing I wish I had done that I didn't do.
It's tough to say. I've had a very successful life and I worked very hard. I probably neglected my wife too much because I was working so many hours. As much as I loved her, I mean, we did take trips to Europe and the West Indies and all over, but it wasn't. I wasn't able to stay home as much as I would like to with her. We tried to have children. We couldn't. She had endometriosis and she couldn't conceive. But so we traveled a lot, but it wasn't the ideal life that most people have.
No. I enjoyed my life. I don't have any regrets. I wish the States were in better shape than they are now, but I had a real good life. The wife and I were married 74 and a half years. Yeah. So we had a real good life.
I regret getting married so young. I wish I would have been older and wiser. I don't really know of any other regrets that I have. I feel like I've led a pretty good life, a full life.
Well, that's a tough one. It's a whole lot easier to live a good, honest life than to regret what you've been doing, you know.
I need to have friends and family. I need to not be too proud to ask for help if I need it. That's probably the most important lesson that I learned, because there for a while I was too proud to ask anyone for anything, and I didn't get very far like that.
I thought I was very, very important, but I finally learned out I'm not. There's a million other people just as important as I am, but it was hard to admit that I wasn't the big shot that I thought I was.
Respect for other people. I'm also a religious person. I believe that the religion is the biggest thing in my life, quite frankly. I'll talk around it, and I won't be. I'm not a gabber about it all the time, but I do have respect for religion, especially.